December 7, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan.
And so America entered World War II after the devastating attack on the U.S. fleet at Pearl Harbor. Wartime production kicked into high gear overnight, including the eventual building of over 220 diesel attack submarines. Pampanito's story begins on March 15, 1943 at Portsmouth Naval Shipyard in New Hampshire. Pampanito was built and launched in a record 120 days and was commissioned on November 6, 1943. Armed with a 4-inch deck gun, 20 and 40mm anti-aircraft guns, and a total of 24 torpedoes, Pampanito set out on her first of 6 war patrols on March 15, 1944, 1 year after her keel was laid in Portsmouth. During her wartime patrols, Pampanito racked up an impressive record, as proudly depicted on her battle flag. 6 ships sunk, 4 damaged, and in one of the war's most profound ironies, Pampanito rescued 73 British and Australian prisoners of war after taking part in the sinking of 2 Japanese freighters transporting the POWs to prison camps. Pampanito attacked and sunk the Kachidoki Maru on September the 12th, 1944. Upon returning to the area 3 days later, Pampanito's crew was surprised to find Australian and British former prisoners clinging to anything that would float. Covered with oil and suffering from dehydration, exposure, hunger, and a host of tropical infections, these 73 survivors joined Pampanito's crew of 80 men for the 4-day journey back to base. The crew spent the time nursing the survivors back to health as best they could. 72 made it back alive after being adrift for 3 days without water or food, in much better condition than when rescued. After being refitted at Hunters Point Naval Shipyard in the spring of 1945, Pampanito was on her way to her 7th war patrol when the war with Japan ended in August of 1945. She was decommissioned on December 15th and transferred to the National Maritime Museum on May 20th, 1976.